We'll get turn my TV on.
Hiya, pals.
Hi.
Hi. Hiya, pals. Hi, everyone. If there's anyone here. Tonight we are talking about underrated characters. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry. I'm trying to figure this out. Lord help me. I wasn't ready. There's Mary Jo.
Hi, Mary Jo.
Okay. If you want to, Val, go ahead and introduce yourself and Mary Jo knows who we are, but if we introduce ourselves, maybe more people will pop on and we'll get started.
Well, I'm Val. I'm with Singer Family Adventure. I'm asking my son to go turn off the dining room light because otherwise I just look, a little too halo-y. But yeah, I am Singer Family Adventures. My channel is probably 60+% pins, at least 30% animals, and the other 10% everything else. So that's fair.
Yeah. All right, Christine.
I'm Christine, and my channel's Magic Wishing Star. I am mostly Disney, a little bit Harry Potter, and then sometimes just whatever the way the wind blows. We just, like something cool happening at home, I will share that. But that's it. Sometimes you'll see Grant, my husband. Sometimes you'll see my niece and nephew. Once in a while, I'll get Tony, my son, in here, but that's about it.
Your videos with your niece and nephew are so fun. So I'm Mary. If you don't know, I'm half of the Siskateers. Tony was not able to be here this evening. And we are 90% Disney. And of that 90%, we are pins and ears, basically. And then 10% essential oils. So that's kind of what we do. So I saw this Disney underrated tag on Castle Capes and Clones. Our friend Lauren, he did this tag, I don't know, about a week ago now. And I thought this would be perfect since we just did a CCPP underrated pin collab, and Year of the Ear was underrated characters yesterday. And if you guys didn't know, Val and I actually coordinated that for them to be in the same month.
I was wondering.
And then sometimes sign up for the Year of the Ear. And if you don't know and you're watching this, CCPP is celebrating collections, people, and pins, and it's a monthly pin collab.
Yeah.
And so, yes.
There are a lot of people in both the collection, the celebrating collection pins and people, and Year of the Ear. So if you're interested, go and check out those videos. There's a ton of people doing it. If you go to Val's video for the pins, you can find everybody in the description. If you go to here on our channel, we have a playlist of Year of the Ear. So, and there were some amazing ears yesterday. Val, I don't know if you were able to watch any of it.
I've only watched a few. I haven't watched very many yet, so yeah. I'm sorry.
There were some amazing ears. It was one of the best months so far.
I'm trying to look at what you're wearing. You're wearing Oliver and Company. Was that was new?
No, I actually got Daisy, Mary from Jolly Holiday with Mary sent me a pair of Daisy ears. I didn't want to wear them because I am going to wear them in the after party Saturday. So
gotcha.
These were actually from Shelby Bruner over at Bibbidi Bruner. We did a swap last year and she sent me these. So, and these are underrated. So, so I thought it would be fun to do this underrated tag. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the question. We're all three going to answer. And I want you guys in the chat to answer, your answers for your underrated characters, movies, songs. It's like a whole list. Hopefully we can get through the whole thing. The first question is your favorite underrated Disney movie. Val?
Is it a shock? I would say two. Either Aristocats, which is just my favorite movie. And I know Marie is like maybe even overrated, but the whole movie as a whole to me is underrated. And then the other one would be Bolt. I love Bolt. And so many people haven't even watched it, you know?
Mhm. Yep. Mary Jo says Oliver and Company. Christine, what do you say?
These guys back here, Rescuers.
Mhm.
And I also agree with Val, the Aristocats. They have a special place in my heart. So I love them. Mhm.
I do too. I think the Aristocats is cute as well. Ooh, Mary Jo says Muppets as well, which I knew she loved Muppets. Two Tiny Wings says Hunchback. And I'm actually going to go with my favorite being Meet the Robinsons.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think enough people have seen that. I don't think it gets enough love. And I think it's a really fun movie. I think it's a very like Walt driven movie, even though he wasn't around when it was made, because their motto and the whole throughout the whole movie is keep moving forward. And I think that was like Walt's vision for his company. So I think that's why I like it so much, because it's like a cute little, yeah. And it's futuristic. It's very fun. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's just like, it's so cute. Okay. This one is like most underrated Disney movie, not your favorite, just your opinion of the most underrated Disney movie. Val?
I actually had Meet the Robinsons on that list, and I do think it's a very good one. I'm having trouble picking one. So I said Atlantis, Brother Bear, and Meet the Robinsons. Not necessarily.
Those are all good. All good choices. Oh, Apple Dumpling Gang. That's fun. I haven't seen that in forever.
I used to watch that all the time when I was little.
Yeah. Seth agrees with Atlantis. Christine, what do you think is the most underrated Disney movie?
I was just talking to Tony about it, and he agreed that one of the movies he feels nobody ever gives any love to is Treasure Planet. And that was one of his favorite growing up. So
Yeah.
Treasure Planet and then Atlantis, those were big for him. And so those.
Because I know the questions, I'm not gonna go with like what I want to say, because there's a live action category later on. I think I'm gonna go with Atlantis. Every once in a while you'll see stuff for Atlantis, and most of it is done by creators, not by Disney. I don't think Disney really puts out a whole lot of Atlantis merch, do they? Have you guys seen like Disney Atlantis merch?
I think I've seen a Loungefly recently, but
Okay.
that's about it.
Yeah, they don't do a whole lot. They don't do anything for Brother Bear. So Brother Bear is actually a really good choice for that as well.
There's a nice Atlantis pin that's on Shop Disney and has been sitting there forever.
Oh, is there?
One of those limited release that just sit there because nobody's buying it.
Well, because a lot of people don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of got swept away. It and Treasure Planet and Brother Bear. And frankly, so did The Wild. If you guys haven't seen The Wild,
I haven't seen it.
It's like Disney's version of Madagascar. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it, because it kind of got like swept away. Okay, so Brother Bear had a Magic in the Stars pin, Seth says. I missed that, I guess. I don't know. Christy says Bolts is a good underrated movie. Phone keeps messing up. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right, next question is the most underrated Disney character. Val?
I wasn't sure about this, and partly I'm not sure because some of the movies I haven't watched in forever. But I was actually thinking about Meet the Robinsons and like the boy, and then he meets. I haven't watched that movie in 10 years, but there were some really funny kids in there. And isn't there a girl like side character? See, I don't remember their names. They're so underrated.
So Lewis is the main character, and Wilbur is like the kid in the future that he meets.
Right.
And then
his
Franny
son.
is Wilbur's mom. And she is super fun.
Yeah.
There's other side characters as well. But
Oh.
yeah, I would say they're probably super underrated because, like you said, people don't remember. Even if you have seen it, they're not as memorable, I guess.
Mhm.
Oh, this is a good one, Mary Jo, the fairy godmother. I think she's definitely underrated. She doesn't, people don't really think about her, I guess, sometimes.
I don't think she was underrated 50 years ago, but she's sort of fallen by the wayside, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Whereas some of the Snow White characters have, you know, and Cinderella characters stay strong.
Yeah. All right, Christine, who's the most underrated character?
I feel like Jiminy Cricket falls into that category. I feel like he was probably really popular a long time ago, but today, not so much.
Not so much. I could agree with that. I think there are lots of characters that are making a comeback, I guess would be what it is, from those older movies, or even like, so I would say, I think Clarabelle Cow is underrated.
Yes.
But she's also making a comeback because she does have things in the parks. You know, she's on a cavalcade. She's actually had her own cavalcade, I think, at Christmas, like a baking Christmas
Oh,
cavalcade.
yes, she did.
Yeah, she was like the centerpiece of that. So, but I do think she's probably one of the most underrated characters, and I absolutely love her. I think she's awesome. I know they brought her back into like the Disney cartoons on Disney Junior, so she's like Minnie and Daisy's friend on there sometimes. So I think that's cool to introduce those older characters back into kids, you know, now, so they can kind of see. Anybody else in the chat have a most underrated character? Not necessarily a favorite, just a most underrated character. You guys think about it. Let us know. And we're going to answer the most underrated Disney animal. Val?
So hard, but I mean, there's so many. Back to Bolt. I love Mittens. I think Mittens is a fantastic cat and never gets on the cat merchandise, like almost never. And Mittens is just a fantastic, fantastic character. So
Mittens?
I feel like from Bolt, I love Rhino even more. I love Rhino and his little like, let it begin. You know,
He's so cute.
he is so funny.
He's so funny. He's so cute. Val, I thought you were going to say Berlioz.
oh well.
Oh,
I mean, well,
That too. Great.
Berlioz, yes.
Great answer, Seth. Great answer.
Sergeant Pibbs.
And
What are the name of the dogs from the Aristocats? Napoleon
And Lafayette.
and
yeah.
Napoleon and Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Lafayette. That's it. I'm the leader.
I actually think Jacques and is his name Trusty
Yeah.
in Lady and the Tramp?
Yeah.
I actually think they're super underrated. I think Major, the horse in Cinderella, is super underrated.
Mhm.
I think Bruno from Cinderella is super underrated. He is an adorable dog. The other fish from the tank in Finding Nemo, absolutely. Like you could go on and on and on with animals from the Disney movies that just don't get enough, like, not necessarily merchandise, but that people just never talk about.
Yeah.
You know? There's so many. I was trying to look in my ears and pins and stuff to see like but everything I have is like super overrated. So like, I'm looking around, I'm like, that's Cinderella. I have Rescuers. The Girl Mice, they're kind of underrated.
Girl Mice are definitely underrated from Cinderella.
Yeah. But I mean, Jacques and Gus are overrated, basically. I mean, they're overplayed now because
Sexism in the mice world.
Huh?
Sexism in the mice world.
Right? I mean, gosh, this is insane. I mean, so seriously, I have one girl and two boys. and then the boys are there. There's literally only one girl. Make more girls. I say make more
looking here.
girls. Huh? Oh, that's cute.
Cantor.
Cantor. Is that his name?
Yeah. And
Cantor.
Cricky.
Oh, and Cricky. Yep. Those
Nobody
are good.
thinks
We watched Kite Tales at the Animal Kingdom this past weekend, and it was the Jungle Book version of Kite Tales, and they did the whole elephant scene, and I thought it was adorable because you hardly ever see anything with Jungle Book anymore except for like when they had Baloo and King Louie doing meet and greets. So I feel like that was super awesome that they chose Jungle Book to do a show after. So it was an underrated thing in the Animal Kingdom. What about your favorite underrated Disney song? Anybody?
Abraham DeLacy, Giuseppe Casey, Thomas O'Malley, O'Malley the alley cat. I've got that wanderlust. Da, 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 blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so Thomas O'Malley is a very underrated song, a very fun song. Christine, do you have a favorite underrated song?
I'm thinking, well, Out There by Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
I love that song.
What do you guys think? Nobody's answering.
Like, are you? Oh, I thought you were giving me like a hint, and I was thinking that give a little whistle, hoo, hoo, give a little whistle, doo doo, and always let your conscience be your guide.
See, like, so when you talk about underrated things, it's always the same movies, the same characters, and the songs from those movies. Like, that's just what it is. Hi, Lisa. Welcome in. We're trying to figure out what our favorite underrated Disney song is. So if you guys have an underrated Disney song, put it in the chat.
Am I there? Oh, okay, I froze for a second. I'm not a huge music person. Like, I love music, but I don't listen to Disney music as much as some people in our community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Me. I used to say my favorite like underrated song was the song from Brave, but they used it in Happily Ever After. So I don't feel like it's really that underrated anymore because it had its whole own piece in Happily Ever After. I do think that Trash in the Camp in Tarzan is a really fun song and very underrated. But I also absolutely love
Why Should I Worry?
Why Should I Worry? But it's not super underrated just because of who sings it, I guess. I like this song too, Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. That's a good one. Underrated. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite just because I like all Disney stuff, all Disney songs.
Yeah.
Oh, Seth, you guys are coming up with some good ones.
That's not underrated to me at all. That's
This one?
Yeah.
Really?
If I know it well enough to sing it, it's not underrated. And some of this, you know, what's so interesting about underrated, overrated, some of it has to do with your age. Like, you know, like if you grew up before all the Renaissance, then Snow White was still a big deal. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't agree because I remember seeing Snow White like once when I was little because it's not like we had Disney Plus or we didn't go to the theaters that much and we didn't have like when we were little, we didn't have a VCR and a DVD player. And so like only when it came out on like the Sunday, Disney special, like when that would come out, then I was like, oh, look it's on. But other than that, I never got to see it.
Yeah. And I think it is a lot about how you grow up or when you grow up or, because for me, anything mid 90s and earlier, I don't necessarily consider it underrated because I watched it so much as a kid. Once I got to be like a teenager, I kind of stopped watching Disney as much, through like teen to early 20s until I started having kids. So then the things that came out like early 2000s to now are not underrated to me. So there's like a span of time where like this is still underrated because I don't think that a lot of people, I don't think it was as big a production as something like The Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast. You know what I mean? Like some things just got more hype and some things didn't do as well at the box office, like Brother Bear. Like sometimes they just don't. But we always watched Bolt all the time. Like all the time. Bolt was a movie that my kids loved, we loved. So while I still think it's underrated because everybody doesn't love it, I like that everybody's opinion of underrated and overrated is a little bit different. I think that's kind of what makes this kind of stuff fun, is that we all have a different view of what would be underrated. Because I actually don't think Hercules is underrated. I think Hercules gets a lot of hype right now. I think he's coming like to the limelight because has been so underrated. So many people are into it, if that makes sense.
Can I say something that may get me some haters?
Ooh, do it. Yes. What is it to be me?
I really don't like Oliver and Company.
Oh.
I really don't like it. I watched it for the first time maybe 3 years ago or 2 years ago with my boys. And I love Billy Joel. Like I grew up really enjoying Billy Joel. So it's not because I don't like Billy Joel. But the whole movie, we were all like, what is this? This is like some ad for New York or something. And it doesn't make sense. And like they're treating this cat and I don't know. Like, why is he even friends with these dogs? They're jerks. And what, it's just like, there was the story arc had some pieces missing. I'm not a fan. And I know that so many of you are huge fans. And, for me, like the 90s was the decade I completely missed of Disney stuff. Like, because I was in my 20s. And so I was too old to watch it myself and I didn't have my kids yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. I mean, that's that's
right.
how it is.
So I would not say it's underrated. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it's not rated as highly, but I sort of think it deserves it.
Well, I mean, that's good. I think that's good that we all have those different opinions that we can, and also like, I mean, if you get haters, then people are weird, but that's fine. I mean, I don't understand. I don't know. I always am like, why do we hate people that don't like the same things that we like? So Mary Jo missed the early 2000s. This is what she said earlier. I agree with Mary Jo here. When you think of underrated, you go straight to your childhood.
Yeah.
I do. I think those 80s movies, again, aside from Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, that kind of stuff, that's not underrated. Because they're princess movies, and I think that's what they were pushing at the time. So when they were making those other movies, they weren't pushing them as hard. So they just kind of didn't get as much love. That would be my opinion. I don't know.
I feel like I could miss the 90s too, because my son wasn't born till 97. Right. So it wasn't until then that I started watching a lot more Disney movies. But yeah, I was, it's not like me and my teenage friends all went to go see, let's go see Pocahontas,
The last movie I saw in the theater that would be considered a Disney movie or whatever was when Toy Story came out, because that was a big deal that Pixar had made this movie, and I was 15 years old, and I remember it was like a big deal because I was like, I don't want to go see this cartoon. I'm 15. Why do I need to go see this cartoon? But then I fell in love with it. So there's that. Christina's correct. Black Cauldron is definitely overlooked.
I don't like it. I've tried to watch it and I'm like, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
There's a lot of stuff. So what do you think is the most underrated Disney soundtrack?
Me, I would say Aristocats again. And then I'd say Encanto. No, just kidding.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I love Moana, and I love her soundtrack. And that's not an underrated movie, and she's not an underrated character. But I feel like her soundtrack was killer. Like it should have gotten the same level of love that Frozen and Encanto got, and it didn't.
I agree. I said this in the Encanto live that we did a couple weeks ago. Is Moana is for sure like my favorite newer Disney movie that they've put out. I don't know. I just love it. Absolutely love it. Christine, what do you think is the most underrated soundtrack?
I think maybe Tarzan.
Me too.
I love some of the songs from Tarzan, like the "You'll Be in My Heart" and, like you said, the "Trash in the Camp," and
Love it.
there's just a lot of really good songs, but you never hear anyone playing those.
Yep. I agree. Tarzan was my answer as well. Christina says Hunchback is an underrated soundtrack. There are lots of good songs on the Hunchback soundtrack.
Yeah.
But
I grew up on Return to Witch Mountain. Sorry, I just
go for it.
Witch Mountain and Return to Witch Mountain. Yeah, that's my childhood.
Is there music? I have.
No,
Oh.
they're just good movies.
I'm just reading the comments too. So sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. They're just good movies. Like they're just good movies. I was gonna say something. I don't remember what it was. Dang it. What was it? It was
did you at least like Georgette from Oliver and Company?
Who was Georgette?
Georgette was the
The
poodle.
Yeah, who falls in love with the Chihuahua. Yeah, I mean there were some good characters. Like I'm not saying there's nothing redeeming in that movie. It just was,
I love Georgette, and I love that scene when she gets up in the morning and she looks in the mirror and she goes, "Ah!" And I feel like I do that a lot of times. I get up in the morning and I look in the mirror and I do the same. And then she goes, "Girl, we've got work to do. Pass me the paste and glue."
Yeah, her song is good.
I love that song. It's Bette Midler singing it.
Her song is good. Oh, I know what I was going to say. And I'll probably get a little hate from this because everybody's talking about it in the comments, but I'm not a huge Hunchback fan. It just, I don't know. It's weird to me.
I hate the villain. I hate him. Don't like him.
It's weird to me.
No, I've never watched it.
Hunchback? And I think too, like I haven't seen it since I was a kid. So I think maybe as an adult, I might like it better because it seemed so grown up when I watched it the first time. So I don't know, maybe I'll have to give it a shot. I'll do that, but then I just never watch them. Like
I've been wanting to watch it, but I've been wanting to get my boys to watch it with me, which is sort of a struggle. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to Notre Dame, ever were there. I was there twice. And like I went for college, I went for 6 weeks to France on a course and met a high school friend like right outside of Notre Dame. Like to me, that's such a magical place, and I think I will cry watching it because it's gone.
Right.
I agree, Christina. I love that song. God help the outcasts.
Okay. Next up is most underrated Disney villain. Who has it? Oh, Christine.
I think my favorite villain. I feel it's not a popular villain. The Queen of Hearts. I don't think she's like a popular villain.
I would agree.
Maleficent, Evil Queen, even Hades is more popular now, and Cruella. Mother Gothel's been showing up more, but like once in a while you get the Queen of Hearts in there.
She's definitely not a top villain. I wouldn't think so. But all right, Val, what you got?
I think she's not a very liked villain because she's not very liked, but she's on a lot of merch. You guys know, Seth said he knows what I'm going to say. Most underrated villain wasn't in your list there, Christine. It's Edgar. Absolutely Edgar. I mean, when you go through pins, there are seven pins with Edgar on it.
Old Pickle Puss Edgar.
What?
Old Pickle Puss Edgar.
What? I still don't understand you. Old people post. What'd you say?
Old Pickle Puss.
Pickle Puss.
Yes, old Pickle Puss Edgar, and he. I think he's a fantastic villain, and he is. Even if you don't like him much, he's like to me the. Now I'm going to carry his banner. He's the most underrated because. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say Doris from Meet the Robinsons.
Oh yeah.
Don't know who Doris is. She is the bowler hat.
Yep.
So like the bowler hat guy is made to be the villain, but when you find out in the end, it is actually just the bowler hat is the actual villain. And I just think that's hilarious. I think that's super funny because Goob, which is the bowler hat guy's name, doesn't really want to be a villain. He just does what the hat tells him. So he wants to be a good guy. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. I love this movie. So I think she's super underrated because I don't think you don't know that she's the villain unless you actually watch the movie. And he's been added to a Disney cavalcade.
Oh, Edgar in the cavalcade. I love Edgar in the cavalcade. Have you ever run into Edgar? Huh?
You know, I've never heard anybody talk about Edgar as much as Val.
Well, I just thought of one, Clayton.
Who's Clayton?
Clayton. From Tarzan.
From Tarzan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's underrated as well. I mean, I would think.
Christine, what do you think of the live action, the Tim Burton with Helena Bonham Carter as the Queen of Hearts?
I don't know who she is.
In the live action Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Oh, I really hate that one.
You don't like her?
I really hate that one.
I love her as an actress. One of my favorite actors. She's also Bellatrix in
Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
But the Queen of Hearts. I mean, she makes her deeply unlikable. I saw a pin of the live action that I thought of you. I'm on a quest to find a Queen of Hearts pin that Christine does not have that I can send to her, but I haven't found one yet. So,
I think she's a phenomenal actress. She plays the queen well. I'm not sure I really love that movie, but
yeah, I think it's the movie in general for me. I don't care for it.
I get that. It's Weird Alice and not in a good Weird Alice way.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Tweedledee and Dupper, just frightening.
Right, Christina. She is so good in Sweeney Todd. I think she's good in Sweeney Todd. She's in a lot of movies with Johnny Depp, and she's just good. She's in the newest Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie, I think, and she's just really fun. All right, guys, here we go. Most underrated Disney princess. Official or non-official?
I was talking to my sister about this last night, and I said, I could bring this up, but then I'm also bringing up Russia. I go, do we want to bring up Russia? And she goes, maybe not. But Anastasia?
Look, I think so many of the Russian people are so angry at Putin that we can separate Russia from Putin, So
okay.
I agree.
Anastasia is not invading Ukraine, so
correct. This is a phenomenal answer right here.
I don't know if I've seen Black Cauldron ever.
We have Pocahontas. What do you guys say? So you say Anastasia. You say Anastasia. What do you say, Val? I know you're not like a huge princess person, but
right. There are probably some that I haven't seen that, or I am not remembering. But I think the one who does not get rated highly enough or does not get enough credit is Anna from Frozen. I think she is the hero of both movies. And I think Elsa gets 90% of the love. And I think, Elsa's got the magic. Anna is, I love her in the second movie. She's like, just do the next right thing. Just do the next right. Like, she's the one who doesn't quit, who fights for what's right, who goes off to save her sister, like goes off to save her king. Like, she is a phenomenal princess to me. And I think she is underrated because her sister gets all the glory.
I agree. I never understand the obsession with Elsa. Like I honestly don't understand the obsession with Elsa. Huh?
It's the hair.
Is it the hair?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, those who are blonde and beautiful always get more attention.
I don't know. I just don't. I agree. Anna is, super underrated. But you know who I think? Thank you, Christina. Anna is technically not a princess anymore. She is a queen. So
well, most of them are at this point, right?
Eventually they do all become queens because they all marry their princes or whatever. You can say Pocahontas, you can say Mulan, which they're super underrated. I think they're coming on a little bit more here now, but I'm going to be honest. I think Aurora is so underrated. I know she doesn't do anything, but I just, in the Maleficent movies, I love the story of Briar Rose. And I just think Maleficent so overshadows Aurora all the time that she just doesn't get enough, like, she has merch, but I just don't feel like she gets enough love as a princess.
She's got her own castle.
Yes.
I know, but that people still don't realize most of the time that Sleeping Beauty is actually Aurora.
I think Disney himself and the original writers underrated her when they wrote the movie. They could have given her a much bigger, more interesting role, but some of that's the sexism of the day,
She doesn't. She literally is like there, and
I saw some video that she has something like 6 lines in the entire movie.
Yeah, she doesn't have hardly any lines. She sings a song. She gets to sing that little oh my gosh, I don't even know what the song is.
I Know You, right?
Oh, yeah. I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream. That's all. She really doesn't have a whole lot. So I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like just her, like not her merch, not her villains, not her movie, just her specifically. And I think a lot of that for me, why I love her so much is because she's Logan's favorite. And all of that just centered around one character meet in the parks, like when he was a kid. She was just a really good character meet. So I just feel like she needs more people to love her. She's nobody's favorite. Like, let's just be honest. She's like nobody's favorite princess.
Except for the blue dress, pink dress debate. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but like when you ask people who's your favorite princess, how many people have you ever heard say Aurora? I mean, like Logan. He's like the only person I've ever heard say that. So I think she deserves a little more. Okay, most underrated Disney couple. Go. Who's got it?
What happened to the live action question? Did we miss it?
I did miss it. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Because I have a good one for that.
I didn't have an answer for couple. I just didn't. Well, I don't know. I needed to think about it more. Nothing like jumped. Okay, I'll give you Duchess and
Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Hi.
Who?
I said Duchess and O'Malley.
Duchess and O'Malley.
Why not?
Simba and Nala.
Simba Nala's good.
Christine?
I can't really think of anybody right now.
I have the
I
winners.
don't know.
I have one, but it's
I
not.
need a minute.
I would say Percy and Miko.
Nice. Nice. Oh,
Yeah, I agree with Seth.
Todd
Seth's
and
got a good
Copper.
one.
Hey, Chloe, how are you? Roger and Anita.
Oh,
I love Roger and Anita.
I'm blanking. Why am I blanking?
101 Dalmatians.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah.
The humans, Roger and Anita.
Yeah.
I love them. I don't know why. I just do. And I think they're
good.
super underrated.
Cruella steals the show. That's why.
Who? Cruella?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she steals
I
the
mean,
show.
and you know, the movie's about the dogs, but
I really liked them in the live action too.
Roger and Anita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I in the new Cruella movie, I'm super interested to see where they go because they're going to do a sequel, right? I'm super interested to see where they go with those characters because they're going to like play into it. I think that's going to be really cool, really, really cool. Okay, we'll go back to the live action. Christine, if you come up with a couple, let me know and we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Most underrated live action Disney movie. Who's got it?
I thought of my couple, Buzz
Oh,
and Jessie.
Good one.
Buzz and Jessie.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
They are good.
I love the Spanish dance, the salsa dancing, and when he talks, when he turns it on Spanish mode.
Spanish mode.
I think that's so cute. All right, who's got an underrated live action movie?
I have two.
All right.
And my reasons are similar. I think it's so interesting, like looking at movies like Pocahontas and talking about is she an underrated princess? Like she was a real person. Do you know what I mean? And then there's movies like some of the Disney movies are coming out of, you know, Brothers Grimm and that kind of thing. And some are coming from much deeper folklore. So my two are Aladdin and Mulan. And those are both stories that, you know, have been around for 1,000 years at least, right? You know, they're not new stories. They're not, and so Disney almost solidifies a story when it puts it on film. You know what I mean? And I really like Aladdin. I really like Jasmine's song in the live action. I really like how much Jasmine like had power and, you know, kind of was determined to be a leader, and Aladdin was totally cool with that. And I love that whole storyline in the live. I think it was super good. And then the Mulan, I know that live action Mulan got a lot of hate because there was no Cricky, there was no Mushu, and then all of a sudden there's a sister, and all of a sudden there's an evil witch. But I thought it was fascinating, and you know, I think that didn't come out of nowhere. Like I'm sure that the people, the Disney writers for that movie, like were drawing on other versions of Chinese folklore of Mulan to have that witch in there. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure they didn't invent her out of nothing. And she was such a fascinating character to me as like a powerful woman. And so I really, really liked the live action Mulan. And I think it cannot be compared to I think it needs to be thought of as two separate things from the animated Mulan, because it's very different. If you want it to be a live action version of the animated, then it falls short. But you know, it did other stuff.
I think that about all the live actions, though. I think that they're all their own separate entity. Like you can't really compare them to the cartoons. Like if you separate it, then they're phenomenal movies. Aladdin is my favorite of all the remakes that they've done. I agree. Jasmine's song and her storyline is amazing. Like, I love that song. I think that song is so powerful. And it's so good. Yes, Enchanted would count. I would say it doesn't have to be a remake, just any live action film. My most underrated live action film is Pollyanna. I don't know that people actually watch that anymore. It's on Disney Plus, so if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. It's super cute. It's when Haley Mills is in it. She's a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
I really love it.
Are we doing just our favorite or our least favorite?
Most underrated.
Most underrated. I was gonna go with Enchanted. And I'm also partial to The Parent Trap with Haley Mills. And Haley Mills, you know, when she plays both. I loved the original one more than the one with what's her name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking
Lindsay
about.
Lohan.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan. Yeah.
I love all those older movies: Pete's Dragon, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, Mary Poppins.
The No Mobile.
Oh, Mary Poppins is the best. But is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Disney?
I don't know. Is it? I didn't think it was.
Yeah.
Somebody say Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Nothing about that. Like, that to me is one. I mean, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Mary Poppins are, like, for live action movies, they're tops. We watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang 1,000 times with my kids, and, like, you know, if you're a mom and you've watched a movie 1,000 times with your children, like, you know, there's one, so help me God, I never want to see again. But I would watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in a moment, you know?
I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I did not know it was Disney, so it's definitely a top movie for me.
Was it like a bought up by Disney later kind of Disney movie?
Maybe.
No, I watch that one all the time.
Wow.
Yes, Tony, I love Swiss Family Robinson.
Why is there not a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang ride? I want a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang ride.
I want literally any Chitty Chitty Bang Bang anything.
I know.
Anything. It doesn't matter. Anything.
That's going to change like half of my answers. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, the very last question, and I don't even know if I have an answer for this because I haven't seen very many of them. Most underrated Disney sequel. Can I just say, Lisa, you are my hero. I love Pollyanna. God, I love Pollyanna. Okay. Most underrated Disney sequel. I honestly don't know if I've even seen any of them other than Toy Story, and that is by far not underrated. So, here we go.
I think Finding Dory was good.
Finding Dory.
That was a good one.
It is. So, Addie Family Adventures says that United Artists made Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, I thought it was on Disney Plus.
It might be on Disney Plus because they might have bought it since then.
Oh.
This is Berlioz. Yes, Bear. What do you think?
I don't think Frozen 2 or any of the Toy Story ones count as underrated, Cammie. I'm sorry. But I think Finding Dory could be counted as underrated. Oh, The Rescuers Down Under.
Yes, Rescuers Down Under.
Win.
I think the Cat sequel.
Yes, I think that would be the most underrated sequel. Rescuers Down Under. What about you, Val?
Do you like the Cinderella 2, Cinderella 3?
I've never seen them.
What about the Ariel 2 or 3?
Never seen
I
them.
haven't seen most of those.
No?
To have an answer.
Oh, this is a good one too.
Lion King 1.5. I did not like that movie, but
I've never seen it.
There's one song I really like from that, but it was okay.
I think Monsters University was actually quite a good movie. I think that's
that's a really
that's a good underrated candidate.
I definitely think Monsters University was good. I'm still sticking with Christina and the Rescuers Down Under as going to be like underrated. Again,
Mhm.
I always feel like the older movies are more underrated because while they are like in the limelight, sometimes newer things now just hit so different.
Yeah.
Like people just blow. Yes. We talked about this earlier, and I think we all agreed that it was for sure super underrated. It's one of my absolute favorite movies. Like I just love it. Love it.
What about, okay, so there was a Lady and the Tramp sequel. Was it just a book or a cartoon, or was there actually a movie? Because
Camp's Adventure.
Camp's Adventure, like
Yeah,
was that a movie? Because I had a book
it
of
was
it.
a movie.
I had a book of it, and I must have seen the movie, but I can't remember it well enough. I'm going to throw that out there as underrated.
What is this?
Yes, Seth.
I have
Yeah,
never
I
seen
saw
this
that
in
one.
my life. I've never even
Yeah.
heard of this.
That's, I think, the third one.
What the
third.
heck?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. You need to watch.
She gets the fairy godmother's wand, and that's when she does that.
No way. I'm gonna have to go watch that because actually, like in the live action movies that they make about Cinderella, because Cinderella legitimately has the most live action movies of all movies, and not just Disney, but like she is like the story people like to make. There's like 42 ABC Family Cinderella story movies, like no joke. There's just like a ton of them. There's one where Anastasia's like actually not like mean.
Are you talking about Ever After?
That's my favorite movie ever of all time.
I love
She
Ever After.
changes who
That
she
could be a
is
live
in that
action.
movie.
Well, no, it's not Disney, but
What, Ever After?
yeah.
Is legit my favorite movie of all time.
I'm going to agree with Mary Jo about the Freaky Friday original, but whatever. That's not. I'm just reading.
That's underrated. It is better than Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan. I think everything is better than Lindsay Lohan, if we're just being honest. I mean, I'm just saying.
Jodie Foster, Lindsay Lohan. Jodie Foster, Lindsay Lohan.
Haley Mills, Lindsay Lohan. Like, let's just be honest. I don't know. I'm sorry. That was rude. I'm not a fan of Miss Lindsay Lohan. Although I do like Mean Girls. Not underrated, and not Disney, but still. Does anybody else have any underrated movies or characters that they think just need more attention? Anybody? I'm assuming, Cherie, you're agreeing with me about Lindsay Lohan here because she's just
yeah,
she's just not it. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna have to take these off because they're hurting my head, ladies. I'm sorry. Ever After is amazing. Ooh, okay. Cammie says she thinks Bailey and Destiny from Finding Dory are underrated. I agree with this. I think they are.
Octopus. He's fantastic.
Hank. Is it Hank?
Hank.
I almost called him Frank. So
Yeah.
good for me.
What's the name of the crazy seal? The seal that they don't let him sit on the rock? Because I love him. What's his name?
But I don't know his name.
I've got a keychain of him because I found a keychain of him and I had to buy it because you're never going to see anything with him on it.
Harold?
Was it Gerald? Gerald, right?
Gerald.
It was Gerald.
What about
I love
music?
Gerald.
Any animals don't get enough merch. There's so many animals that don't get enough merch.
Gerald.
Winnie the Pooh Springtime with Roo? I don't even know what that is. Y'all are killing me.
All the Winnie the Pooh is just, to me, that stands by itself. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just a really...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of Winnie the Pooh, I like Gopher. He's my favorite character
Overrated.
from Winnie the Pooh.
So funny. He's a good one. I like Mary Jo says dogs are underrated.
Just all dogs.
All dogs or Disney dogs? Any animals? Seth is like all the animals. All the animals are underrated.
What's the? There's. I have a Beyonce song running through my head. All the single ladies. I want to say all the dogs, all the dogs. You know.
Mary Jo, this is a good point. We need more Max merch.
Max.
Yes.
He's such a sweet dog. Oh, yes, 100%. What a great character.
Oh, yeah.
There's some new line of pins that supposedly came out at box launch and sold out immediately of Princess and the Frog that have a Ray pin.
Yep. Cammie, did you get those? Because I know she was talking about getting them. Were you able to get them or did you decide against them? Because that was a cute set. I saw it. Not Disney, but we think Fern Gully.
Oh, I have an underrated sequel. I really like the second Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes.
With Vanellope and that Vanellope princess scene is just one of the best scenes ever. But that's such a good movie.
Yeah, it is. What is it called?
Something the internet. Rex the internet or
Is it
Ralph?
Ralph.
Ralph Rex the internet? Right?
Is it Ralph Rex the Internet?
Something like that.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so I would have to go back and rewatch.
Ralph Breaks the Internet. Okay.
Ralph Breaks the Internet. Thank you guys. we were not prepared to name off movies that I've only seen it once, so
I've seen it a couple times, and that princess, this is hurting my head a little too.
Yeah, sometimes they just hurt your head.
Nicole ears.
Oh, they're Nicole ears?
Yes, with the shrinky dinks.
Oh, shrinky dinks. Shrinky dinks.
You know, look.
Yep.
Oh.
So nice. Okay. I think that's everything for our underrated week of underrated, whatever. If you didn't see the Celebrating Collection pins and People's collab, again, check out mine or Val's video. We have all the channels linked in the description, and go see all the fun underrated. Oh, sorry.
Yes, that is. She's from the other studio.
That's hilarious. It was a lot of fun. The underrated pins that everybody showed. Also, if you haven't seen the Year of the Ears, please go check them out. There were some phenomenal ears this month. And I say this every month. You know, we have another live on Saturday where we're going to talk about the ears, but I say it every month, guys. They just get better and better every month. Like they seriously get better and better every month.
Don't count on that for May, Mary.
Oh, shush. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. But we did underrated characters this month. And I feel like that is a theme that may trickle over into next year for some reason because people loved it so much. And there's so many underrated characters out there. But thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Val and Christine, for hanging out and answering the questions. Val, what do you have coming up on your channel in the next couple of days?
What do I have coming up? I have a good bit of just pin. I've been going pin wild. So there's more pin stuff coming. And then April 2nd, I is my day for the 50 states, the No Place Like Home swap.
Awesome.
And then April 9th, we have the Disney Cat Lovers swap, which I organized. I'm very excited about that one. And next year, you're going to have to be in that one. So now that you are properly converted to cat loverdom. Yeah, that's, I don't have anything amazing definitely planned in the next week, but there's more videos coming up, and I have a really big Loungefly giveaway coming up when I finally am monetized.
Nice.
So, yep, giving away 4 Loungeflies.
Awesome. That's crazy. Look, Christine's face. Christine, what do you have any videos coming up in the next week or so?
I was getting something. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
I got my birthday box from Magic at Your Door. So I was just going to show you a little sneak of what I got.
Oh, it's so cute.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
He is so cute.
I love it. So I'm going to post that probably tomorrow or Friday. And then I finally recorded my Disney World haul, but I don't know if I'm going to post it because it was kind of all over the place. I had that bag since November sitting here, and apparently I thought that's all that was in there was things from the trip. But as I'm filming and I'm pulling things out, I'm finding stuff that I might have just shoved in there also. And I was like, oh, and here's this pin, and here's this pin. And I'm like, that one might be a little too messy to edit. So I don't know if I'll put that. But I do have a Funko. I'm going to film a Funko haul, maybe a box lunch. I'm not sure yet. And I'm planning to give away, I've collected, probably by accident, several Funkos that are duplicates to what I already have. So I'll probably do a giveaway soon.
Nice.
So I think that's it.
Awesome. We have a few things coming up. We have another Walt Disney World versus Disneyland attractions thing coming up that we're going to do. I'm going to have a small Disney World haul. I have a bag of stuff sitting here. I really didn't get a whole lot, but I got a few things, so I'm going to show them in a haul. And then, what else? Hey, Karen. Hey, Pete. Welcome in. I have some park vlogs of some things that I did this past weekend while I was down there. And there was something else. Oh, April 1st, which is April Fool's Day, which most of you probably remember our lovely April Fool's video last year, where we made you all think we were going to give away all of our wonderful ears. We're not.
I'm so gullible. I fell for it for like.
I think several people fell for it. So we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But we are going to put out a blooper reel on April 1st because
Nice.
We think we're funny. Even if you guys don't. There are a couple of clips that it literally took us 10 minutes of laughing before we were able to film again. So we think it's funny. So we're going to put out a blooper reel on the 1st. And then I don't know what's coming after that. We're the 3rd week of There's No Place Like Home Swap. So we've got a while for that. But that's it. That's what we have going on. Thanks, everybody, for being here. You guys, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. And TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Bye.
Bye.
See you guys later.